think we should. Thank you. So I think we should keep, first of all, my name is Lawrence Olale Roberts. I happen to, I make my home in Abuja, and I've been an interested member of the IG and DNS community for a while now. I'm sure that as we progress, especially in today's meeting, we can get to introduce ourselves, since this is our first call, and possibly maybe just say one or two things about our interest. For me, the DNS forum definitely is due for localization in Nigeria. Nigeria happens to be one of the reference points in Africa. And I'm sure that if we are able to pull this off successfully, we would definitely be setting a benchmark for how the DNS forum should evolve. So more than just having a forum, I think our target should be pulling off something that can be a benchmark and a reference point for other forums that might want to spring up as per country base. To this effect, I would like that we keep today's meeting informal to a large extent. We won't be having, the opening prayers and records and stuff like that. I'm sure that after today's meeting, we will be able to formally set up a meeting. I'm sure also that our chair will have made arrangements for the records that will have to be kept. Having said that, maybe I should just go around the room for some introductions, and then I'll come back to deal with the issues on our agenda. Today's call will definitely, I don't see it going past an hour. So I'm sure that we'll do justice to everything that we have ahead of us and still have time to attend to other issues. Who would want to take up the next? I see Charles. I know Charles had been waiting, so maybe we take Charles' introduction and then Chiwe, and now get back to Akimbo. Charles, you have the floor.
All right, my name is Charles Okensen, and anyways, I'm pretty much new to the DNS as a whole. I took the IG school here, and it's been a wonderful one. Yeah, so I have special interest in open data and its applications. So that's that. So you get to know more after that. Thanks.
Thank you, Charles, and welcome again. All right, Chinwe, let's have your introduction. I'm sure that, Charles, that as we go on, you definitely will be able to get a hang of how it all works, and I'm sure you have a lot to also offer. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence, for the opener, and thank you, Charles, for introducing yourself. I see Mr. Akimbo on the call. Thank you. My name is Chinwe Uguja. Currently, I'm the Program Secretary for Internet Society Nigeria, ISOC Nigeria chapter. Yes, I think that part of what I do a lot of advocacy around STEM, science, technology, mathematics, just trying to encourage more women to code. I also run a foundation that is focused on rural education, health, and a lot of other things that we do in the foundation. I have interest in open source technology, in renewable energy, in machine learning and data science. I'm actually doing a research around machine learning and NLP, just use it for predictions and every other thing else. I think I live in Abuja, and part of what I do to earn money is I do a lot of media productions. I do a lot of work around media and media productions, end-to-end IT and other things. I volunteer a lot too around things around technology and just helping people who just have a head start and all that. And like Lawrence said, maybe as we continue to work, some of the other things that we all do and that I do would be spotlighted too. So that's a brief summary of some of the things I've been doing over the past year. Thank you.
Thank you, Chinwe. It's good to know that I have a fellow compatriot here in the city. We're looking forward to disturbing you sometime soon. Thanks also for joining this call and for the contribution so far. Yes, great. Akimbo, are you able to talk? Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you didn't hear me shouting.
No, we didn't.
Okay. So I got pissed off a little in the bank. I'm still at the bank. Let me do a quick intro. Again, Akimbo for the transcript. Akimbo for the transcript. And one way or the other, we have started this journey as far back as October. We're now moving to February. One of the two hurdles that we have crossed is the issue of facilitation. And we have not done a general call to the average Nigerian to come up for this particular free training. So therefore, with the ICANN hurdle that we have crossed, we have to move forward. That's the first step. The second step will be the issue of ensuring we have adequate publicity to have a handful of number of people to participate in the particular program in question. And then the new part that we need to address based on the extension of the number of days. We are extending from 3 days to 5 days, which is almost a week. So we need to get enough funding to ensure that people are online. If we're able to pay for some people to ensure that they are online in the program, we'll try our best to get funding for that. If not, we'll get the handful of number of Nigerians who can participate in that training and then forge ahead. If you have any question, I'm stepping down other meetings to attend this meeting because I've scheduled this meeting for just 60 minutes. Mr. Lawrence, thank you so much. Please progress. I rest my case for now.
Thank you very much, Akimbo. All right, so I think we can delve into sorry, Akimbo, are you able to give me co-hosting rights so I can share my screen? Or who can help with that? Okay, thank you. So just a minute, please. Oh, I did something real quick now and I can't find it. I wanted to display the, just a minute. I wanted to display the agenda that we have. Okay. So just I should be. Okay, so I'm sure we can see my screen. We have updates and action plan as one of the first things on the agenda. We have the sponsorship drive thereafter, and then immediate steps for advocacy. So to start with, Akimbo had provided a brief on developments. We have an increase in the number of days for the DNS forum that we have ahead of us. First of all, I think I would start with a detail. Please, just a minute. I wanted to share this, but I think I'll just check the dates. So we now have dates confirmed for February. It's basically, we're talking about the training now. And while ICANN has provided 4 dates, provided selected 4 days for which we would have the DNS forum in February 2022. We've also planned before now to have a plenary. The DNS forum is going to be from the training. The technical aspect of the training is going to be from February 7th. Starts the week of February 7th. So that's 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Those 4 days will basically be for the ICANN-based training. And then that is a Monday to a Thursday. And the thinking is that on Friday, the arrangement we've had before was that on Friday, we'll now have a plenary session, which can be the conference itself with keynote speakers, panelists, and possibly a resolution at the end of the day's event. The Monday to Thursday will basically just be training for participants who register, but the training is going to be under the anchorship of the Nigerian DNS Forum. So ICANN has assured us that we'll be using their course outlines. They have labs that will be provisioned for practicals and stuff like that. So pretty much in terms of the technical aspect, that is covered. They also have, part of the feedback they gave to us is that we should work with a maximum of 30 persons. I'm sure this is because of the lab that is going to be provisioned. That is the development that we have that is causing us to work around what we have to do. So the number of days, including the plenary session, is now 5. And in terms of updates for the action plan, that is what I can say from my end. Akimbo, do we have any other updates that you want to provide?
At the moment, no updates. At the moment, no updates. But if I peradventure remember anyone that is new, I will inform the House. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So based on this development now, we basically have a site for training. ICANN will provide the training platform for the 4 days. We might need to confirm from them, but I know that normally they use Zoom for that. Definitely, we will have to issue our call for participants, have a system to select those who will be trained. And there was also a mail from ICANN on some basic requirements, which we will put into consideration when we announce or when we make a call. That aside, for the plenary session, the plan had always been to have a hybrid model, which will mean that we have in-person, we have it as an in-person meeting, but also have remote participation enabled. So we'll have to conclude arrangements as to the location, the venue to use, and that will definitely impact on our budget, logistics, and other stuffs. What is our take around this? Is there anyone who feels that we should just limit this to a virtual meeting? Do we see value for having an in-person segment of this DNS forum? For this DNS forum, sorry. Yes, anyone can take the floor. Okay, so not hearing any dissenting voice, I think we're all aligned But if there's any change to this plan, we definitely can review it in future meetings. So basically, we'll keep working with that model in mind, that this will be a hybrid meeting with a fifth day being an in-person meeting at a location of choice. And that would mean that we'll be working towards inviting people, and which will also put some further strain on the budget. So with this in mind, we will have to have a call for participation. We will have to run some publicity starting from now. At least we have a date sealed, so we will have to put that information out in the open. I can tell you that the ICANN team will also be tracking our preparedness, especially since we have these dates and we have now have the attention. We need to, just do some flyers and put them out there, to sensitize the community and interested participants that, there's going to be a Nigerian DNS forum. We need to do that and circulate it. I think right now we can just keep it to digital formats for advertisement. We need to share that on possibly using the social media handles for the Nigerian DNS forum, and also have those details on the official website as sites, circulating it to partners and other stakeholders. But aside, so that level of publicity, even without the venue and all that, just announcing the dates and letting people know that, there's going to be a Nigerian version of the DNS forum in February. And we'll have our feedback channels also listed there, so that if anyone wants to make inquiries in terms of cooperation or provide some form of feedback, we are able to track that feedback. So after getting, I think that's one of the first things we need to do. And then, work on our budgets based on what we have on ground. So in terms of the action plan, in terms of updates and action plan, I think that is that about it. This now delves us into sponsorship, because we're going to definitely need funding for all these things we are talking about. How do we advise that we approach funding? I would like to hear from Chinwe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence, for the brief. So I think that for funding, what the budget, how much do we need, right? Okay. So usually what will happen is we have to reach out to sponsors, people to not just fund, but to come in as sponsors / collaborators, reach out to industry players whose strategic goal aligns with what we're trying to do on DNS forum. So look at stuff like, since it's an online training, data support, because people need to be supported. It's not like a must, but it always helps to support people. And so we're also not going to do that as a bait. It's not a bait to lure them, because the training is also very important. The content is rich. So whoever needs to get interested, or whoever indicates interest, knows what that will add to them. But it will not hurt to give data support and training. So we're looking at stuff around data support. But if you don't know, okay, so I've not been in previous conversations. I don't know if that has been spoken or that has been tackled, but we need to know what this event is going to cost end to end. Both the hybrid events, that's the day we'll have the panel sessions where we'll have like a physical event, people are going to come in, we need the venue, we need media coverage, we need to do a lot of work. So I think that if you would allow me, I would want to know if it has been discussed before now. What are we looking at? What's the cost? Because when we know the cost or the budget of what we're trying to do, it helps us to even know who to reach out to. If we have a budget of a certain amount, it also streamlines us to the people that were not responding. We're talking more individuals, less corporate, or we're doing more corporate and a few individuals, or even the corporates we're looking at the very big corporates or medium corporates and all that. So I think that would help. Obviously, we will have to reach out to people definitely with fundraising letters and all, but it always helps when you break it down into things. Somebody can say, you know what, so I take the data cost for participants. How many participants are we looking at? Or how much do you want to support them with the data? Cost of maybe media coverage, for instance, if you put an amount to it, some other persons can say, okay, so I'll do that. I'll take care of the cost of paying for venue or any other thing. Somebody can be magnanimous to say, okay, I have a relationship with a venue, go and use the venue, they give us 50% discount and all that. I'm just saying that if that has not been done, then maybe that's a good place to start from, rather than just thinking of raising funds. What are we raising? What do we need? And all that. So I think I'll wait for your response on that before I say any other things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So just as you were speaking, it dawned on me that we basically have just give or take a month and some days to pull this off. We're talking about the first from 7th is very early in February. And if we add that to the days we have in December, we just have about 2 months thereabouts to do all that we have. Clearly, 1 full month, which is the month of January. And we know how January is in our country. It's a very slow month because it's the beginning of the year with lots of financial requirements for individuals and corporates. So yeah, that's one challenge that we have to find a way across. I also hear you loud. We need to create a budget, but more or less, what are we looking at in terms of cost? Okay, so I will revert to Akimbo with some questions. Before then, Charles, can you want to say anything with regards the question posed?
Yes, no, I think like she said, until we have these things figured out, the objectives and so on. So, but I think like Mr. Kimball, there's been 1 or 2 communications as regards this from his end. So I think we should just go ahead and talk about that.
All right, thank you, Charles. So Kibo, based on the plans we initially had been working around, and that doesn't put into consideration that we're training for 2 days. That's without the additional 2 days that has come into our that has come into the program now. Where were we standing in terms of budgets? What was the requirement? And from that, are we able to project how much we need to raise?
I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, my apologies for having to be in 2 meetings at the same time. It's both strategic. The African ICT Foundation is a strategic organization which I sit on the board of trustees. So I believe that jettisoning such a meeting when we're about to enter a new year may not augur well for DNS Africa, trying to host the Nigerian DNS Club. That being said, at the time we were discussing, we were also putting in view the fact that we have something called the Internet Society Foundation, which we could approve for funding. We were also banking on the fact that the current minister for communications and digital economy was readily interested in the issue of cybersecurity and the issue of the DNS, which have risen so many times in the internet community. So all that, albeit what happened at the end of the day, was our proposal. And unfortunately, we didn't get a green light which we needed, which we are just getting. Now, with the new green light, we can easily go ahead to make a call. We can easily go ahead to build a new proposal that we would circulate easily, that would attract the needed set of people in our community for funding. So as at the time we were speaking for 2 days, we were looking at 5 million. As at that time, 4.5 million. Now, while ICANN may be taking most of the 4 days, based on the fact that they will be making available their equipment, and while the fact that we'll be hosting day 5 in an hybrid format, we may also have to consider the COVID-19. We may also consider spacing. We may also consider the concentration of the expert of people we want to be involved in the DNSSEC discussion. So these may up the game based on the hybrid perspective of it. Yesterday, I had an ICANN meeting, African meeting anyway, where we were discussing on platforms and approach to meetings, which has to be changed, whether we like it or not, considering the peculiarity of our new time. I would advise that would give me some time to look at the challenges and be able to draft with some of you in question a new budget for the DNS forum coming up in February. I hope I have answered to a large extent the questions on ground.
Yes, thank you. You have. At least we were looking at 4.5 million at the initial start of this whole idea. Right now, we definitely, again, like you said, 4 out of the 5 days, 4 days is going to be virtual, which definitely we're using ICANN's platform. So that takes a whole lot of cost. And I think the major cost that we need to sink will be in our advocacy, in our publicity, and in having if we're going to have a physical meeting, getting the space and all the logistics that go with that. I think we can also, it might, as an option, we can also explore partners who have facilities. So maybe we might want to get back to the ministry, for instance. They have a hall that can seat about 200 people. If you're social distancing, maybe 100. Maybe that could be our ask from the Ministry of Communications, or we might decide to ask that from NIRA if Lagos is the location of choice. So in some way, there are ways that we can reduce our budget and free up resources to do some other things. So yes, we would wait for you to get this together. Let's give this a week. Say for a week from now, we should have details of what the budget estimate should look like. And we can definitely contribute so we can, once you're through with this, Akimbo, rather, I think you can just share this, maybe on the platform or by email, and then let's have a look at it and commit to making our contributions. From what Chinwe said earlier on, I picked out 5 things: data support for participants, which would be nice for us to be able to support them with data. That's the 30 people who will be joining the training. And we should also have some auxiliary plan in case someone drops off in the process. Maybe have some 10 or 5 or 10 other persons that we can easily just call on as alternatives to join the main training if anyone drops out of it, so that we can maximize that opportunity. We need to have a budget for publicity, the media coverage, online publicity from day one. So producing flyers, e-flyers and information and just pushing it out there. That would also mean working on our website and ensuring that for anyone that visits the place, it's up to date with information regarding February's program. That's the second thing I know we have to incur immediate cost on. And the media coverage, the hall for logistics, remotes and online participation, streaming and co. I'm sure that there's so much more that we need to recover, but Akimbo, let's give this a week to tidy up so that at least we know what we have ahead of us and have a plan on how to start trying to gather those resources together. I think we can. Is there any other thing that anyone will want to share that for us to be mindful of while we are putting the budgets and plans together?
Yeah, a week is okay. It looks good. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so we move on to the third item, which is immediate steps for advocacy. We've spoken to some of this. So basically what I had in mind around that is that there has to be some visibility from now going forward. We can decide to run some kind of, what's it called, buzzer for this happening in so days, like announcing. Well, basically we need to find a creative way to announce across board so that there is some wide interest. As much as there will be a lot of people excited about this, we shouldn't be taken aback if there are restrictions, reservations, or there are comments that might not be friendly. It's the first time that this will be done in Nigeria, so we might not expect that everybody will embrace it. The bottom line is ensuring that we do a good job at it. So basically, for the immediate steps, I think we should get we should get the announcement out there. We should also put together modality to open a call. How do we want to do the call? How are we receiving? How are we sending out the questions and stuff? I guess they'll need to fill forms and leave their details, and then we need to evaluate at the end of the day. Maybe we possibly might need to make a call and select some possibly 80 to 60 people, and then now pass this our final cut to the ICANN team to to review and pick another 40, and we can now take it up from there to send the messages to the first 30, giving them their seats, and also allowing time for rejections and all that, so that we can fill the slots that will eventually open up. So if we're going to get this done before February, that's something that we need to kick at right now to ensure that we don't put ourselves under pressure as we get into January and draw closer to the date. So we need to have a timeline for this. Can I ask Charles to do some work around that for us? Just walking back to the dates. The very first date is 7th of February. So if we're to walk back to see that, 3 weeks before 7th of February, we already have all the candidates selected, and we are now prepping them for the walk ahead, maybe 2 weeks. If we feel we need 2 weeks for that, fine. But I don't think that 2 weeks to the program, we should still be selecting candidates or shuffling candidates around. So let's have, we can have a timeline on when the announcement needs to go out, how long we're giving for people. We definitely have to give at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks, for people to respond to the call. And then we now have to do our own internal selection. And don't forget that might be drawing close to the holiday period, the Christmas period, New Year, and all that. So we need to carefully look at our dates, look at activities that are happening, or ensure that we have a plan wherein the selection process is open and thorough, I would like that we, sorry, I didn't mention, I would like that we involve ICANN to a point so that, because I know that they are big on transparency and so they don't think that we just selected, people just off the shelf and stuff like that. It would be nice for them to also see that some thorough work was done. This will not only help with our credibility, but it will make the process of re-engaging them a whole lot easier. So for me, I think those are the immediate things that we need to work around. While Charles is doing that, I'm sure Kimbo, I can volunteer to join Kimbo in the sense that all the aside from the budgets, all the stuff that need to be sorted before then. If we're going to do the hybrid stuff, we need to start looking at locations. Maybe we should even open this up for discussion right now. I'm also wary of the time, but I think we have some time. If we're going to have an in-person meeting, Akimbo, where would you prefer that this be held?
Okay, so thank you for the question. I was looking at the calendar and trying to pick a date. We should be 4 weeks clear from the day of kickoff for the training, and we are 4 weeks clear from the day of kickoff of the.
Hello, Akimbo, we lost you. We're not hearing you anymore, in case you're speaking. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that it wasn't me that was the problem. So we'll just give some time. I think Akimbo lost connectivity. So while we're waiting for Akimbo to revert back with regards to the timeline he was talking about and the location for an in-person meeting, where do we think in terms of location, it has to be Lagos or Abuja for this first edition. There might be a lot of value maybe in Lagos, because you might be looking at the industry participation that you're able to get from there. If it's in Abuja, you might be able to get more of government support, which I don't want to encourage. Otherwise, we might have to face a lot of setbacks. That's my experience working with government anyway. But what do we think in terms of location? How does it play out in our thinking? So if we were to give priority to one over the other, which should be the first priority?
I would pick Abuja.
Are you based in Abuja?
Yes.
Oh, no wonder. Yeah, Chingwe, won't you go for Lagos?
Okay, so personally, well, I don't have a problem with the location, but my thing would be that what's our target? Who are we targeting exactly? And what do we intend to achieve with our in-person meeting, right? If our target is to get young people, to get people to speak, but if our target is to look at speaking with policymakers, speaking with government to want results fast and speedily and all that, then I would say Abuja. I don't have a bias towards a certain location. Yes, I live in Abuja, but I can move, right? I can travel. I can go to Lagos. I can go to Kano. I can go to anywhere. But let's also look at what would be the key success factor for us from that event. The one that's virtual, it's not tied to location. Anybody can be anywhere, right?
Thank you.
Also looking at the short time that we have. If the pool of those who want to be at our event they have to move, right? So we're looking at accommodation, we're looking at hotel. Can we pull that off very fast? So it also depends on the pool of the people that want to be at our event. Where are they situated? How easy is it for them to move easily? Do they have events outside Abuja? Like if I'm inviting somebody now from Abuja and I'm citing my event in Lagos, I might be fortunate to know that the person maybe has an official assignment in Lagos and be able to dash in and do my event. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of work up on top of my head. For convenience and for everything, I would also say Abuja, but hey, Lagos also works. So it also depends.
All right, thank you very much, Chinwe, and Charles also. So Akimbo, we lost you there for a while. You were talking about some timelines.
Okay, I was looking at the number of months. I said if we look at 4 weeks before the training commences, we'll find ourselves somewhere in January 9. If we lose the week before January 9, we'll have 4 weeks within December, starting from December 6th, to actually have a call and start a selection. If we place the selection as the 4th week, it will go a long way in preparing our mindset for the 40, and then start with the 30-10 approach that you suggested. And I also mentioned that I would have preferred the AOV to be included in the team, the selection team, considering that he's a strategic person in ICANN Africa. That was my suggestion before I think I was booted out by the internet. Any question would be answered or responded to by me. Thank you.
Great. So we'll definitely, I'm sure Charles will. Charles, we are waiting for you to revert back to us. We can always bring this up on the WhatsApp platform. Akimbo has guided with his thoughts around this. So if we were going with Akimbo's thoughts, we should be looking at sometime next week, Monday, to start a call. It might not be a difficult thing to achieve. There might be templates already, so please interface, but it will mean that we have to have some information to work with. Right, maybe it might mean you having to do some work over this weekend on all this if we want to open a call in the coming week. But Akimbo, we're talking about a physical meeting, the physical part of the meeting. What's your preference in terms of location?
Okay, so I heard when Chinwe was talking about being unbiased, either having it in Lagos or Abuja. I must confess, I wasn't looking at the hybrid based on the short time we have, and knowing very fully that government may always be somehow within December and January with money. So, and our program is February, not March, February. So I would have opted for more of virtual and having a sort of hybrid location, a new dimension anyway, an hybrid location meeting. I'm adding the word location, irrespective of the fact that hybrid means being virtual and meeting physically. And what do I mean by hybrid location meeting? We have a hub in Abuja, we have a hub in Lagos. Those in Lagos go to the hub in Lagos. Those in Abuja go to the hub in Abuja. NIDA, FM, Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, NCC all have hubs in Abuja. All we just need is agree on one. In fact, Oga Lawrence has a hub in Abuja that we can make use of. So we just take a hub in Abuja, take a hub in Lagos, and sync them online in such a way and manner that we use technology as much as possible to stand the test of anything we're doing. Fortunately, Charles is in Abuja, Chinwe is in Abuja, and you are also in Abuja. So it's almost like I'm the one left in Lagos and we have someone in Port Harcourt. I would have loved an hybrid in Ogun State, OOPL, Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, just in case we consider looking at that. If you ask me to go ahead to start discussing with them, I believe we will have a discount in the use of the facilities, considering the fact that it's a presidential library in Ogun State. So if you give me the go ahead to do that, I will start negotiating with them. I believe we will also partner with them. We may have a discount in the prices. So that all being said, my preference would be hybrid location meeting. Otherwise, if the house said no, we will run an hybrid, a proper hybrid meeting, then let's go to Ogun State. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So this is good discussion. We have 13 minutes to the end of this call. So I guess if we're ending on this particular subject, we will have at least done justice to this. Yeah, so looking at the cost, I think it's, and the timing, it might be very good if we just devote our strength to keeping this virtual. So let's take it that the DNS forum is virtual. If we are able to pull off hubs, like you're saying, have a location in Abuja, in Lagos, or maybe Ogun, that's good. That would be great. That will be fine, and that will be very welcome. But otherwise, I think we can just work with the mindset that this edition of the Nigerian DNS Forum will be virtual. So if we have enough funding to pull off a hybrid mode and just have a hub where people can just assemble, then that will be some great addition to it. The OOPL angle is another good addition. I also have very good contacts there, and the contacts might be good enough to even give us some facilities for free. But the thing I'm now looking at is how will that serve as a base, except you're moving from Lagos to Ogun State to use that facility, because like you said, it's also strategic. So we can take these discussions forward, offline rather, after the meeting. But I think we should just have this agreement. I mean, I think I speak your minds by saying that we should basically just work at having this as a virtual event. Even if we're having a hub, the hub might more or less play out a role as a virtual location for where people can just physically come and interact, but we're all in the same virtual environment. Is this the understanding of everyone in the group? Or does this align with the thinking of those of us on today's call? Akimbo?
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Great. All right. Any other business? So rather, let me, before we go into any other business, let me just quickly recap. Kimbo, you are getting back to us with regards what the budget will entail, what are the items that need to be covered, and what will our spending look like? It seems you'll be able to get it to us in less than a week from your response. But Charles, please kindly over the weekend help work with the timelines. Basically the timelines that we need to work with. When do we need to start A process, go to B, and then hit C, do D, E, F before we know that the selection of candidates is done with. It's very key. I would share the requirements on the WhatsApp group that were sent, just in case not all of us were copied in the mail. So that the prerequisites and all that are also clear to those who will be applying for a training slot. And I think the rest of us will just join the conversations. Please, let's watch out for the mails that might come in, so that it's nice when we can quickly attend to the mails, so that we tick those things and get them off, because we don't have the luxury of time. And I'm sure once we have this edition done with, subsequently, we will have enough time, to really plan a bigger event. But right now, let's do the best we can, but let's make it happen with a bang. It's very important that we do a very good job, so that we don't get the eye of the community. Any other business or anything that needs to be said before we call it a day. Charles, any response from you? Anything that we need to know? Chinwe, then we'll take Chinwe and get Akimbo to close the meeting. Sorry, Charles, we didn't hear you. Okay.
If I have anything to add, I'll just drop it in the group.
Great. If you have anything to add, you drop it in. Yeah, and Chinwe, we saw your message in the chat. Thank you very much. Akimbo, can you close the meeting?
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I really appreciate the fact that you tolerated me, irrespective of the challenge I'm having to go through in Stanbic IBTC Bank. I also appreciate Madam Chinwe. I know you're a very busy woman, pastor, for that matter, and you're in the media industry. I appreciate you. And Oga Charles, thank you so much for your time and consideration. Like Oga Lawrence has said, we have short time. I know we're doing our best. I know we'll do our best. I know it's a success already, and I look forward to ringing the bell for party after party, as we normally say. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day. It's Friday, so let's enjoy the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day and the weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, Charles, let's talk later.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are here to talk now. Let me just stop the recording officially.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.